LinkedIn Live. Mark Elder in the house, Julian Placino, and Foster Williams, the job problem. Career Search at CityWorks. Career Search at CityWorks. Come on, man. Y'all making me... Give us your comments on LinkedIn Live. Jake Melton in the house. No. Tell us, Foster, what's it about?
Ooh, yeah, no.
Hey, welcome to the Who You Know Job Networking Show.
That's the one.
Where what you know is important.
But what?
Who you know can make all the difference in your job search.
All the difference.
My name's Trevor Houston. Super excited to have our special guest with us today. We got Tonya Council in the house.
Yeah. Got a job, too.
Ooh. Oh, man, that's going to be a great story. All right. We also got Claudia Montanari from Lennox. What's going on?
Montanari.
Two X's.
This is the second time you've been here, huh?
Yes, it is.
Well, we're excited to have you back. We're also here joined with Regina Cross-Cook in the house. How are you?
Oh, Regina's got two last names, huh?
Make it special. Yes.
And we also have another special guest with us. You guys can't see him right now.
He's coming.
He's coming. He's in the background with us today. That would be Matt Charney, CCO of Allegis Global Solutions.
Yay, Matt.
Man, appreciate you.
Matt got one of those titles. What's up, Matt?
And y'all are probably wondering what the heck I'm doing with this umbrella.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Parasol.
Well, this is just called Pattern Interrupt. I just wanted to make sure y'all were paying attention. It's raining out there, y'all. Just so you know. All right, guys, let's go ahead and check in with our audience. We want to get you all checked in with us. So we've got Tommy Lindsay in the house. What's up, Tommy? Good to see you here with us.
Tommy.
Don Workman.
Don Workman. I saw you on LinkedIn last night, man. I was posting all those old 80s alternative songs and dancing.
Wow. Anna, good to see you here with us. Joe McGazel, Mr. Always Good, is online with us. That's
Joe's
awesome.
on there?
Eugene Clay. Hey, guys, here's what we'd like you to do.
Right there.
Go ahead and comment in with what you are searching for. We would love to hear from you. So hashtag IT, project management, QA, whatever it is that you do, put it in the comments section.
Yeah, Gene, put accounting down there.
David Long, good to see you here with us. And we would also, if you're hiring, I want you to put hashtag hiring in the comments section.
Yeah.
All right.
Gina Patton is with a hey, Gina.
Oh, we got Jeff Mason. What's going on? All these comments are
Brooke Bird song.
We also want to know where you're tuning in from. Tell us where you're tuning in from. That's super important.
Brooke say everybody.
Everybody here.
All right, so I'm going to go to a quick prayer for our listeners, guys. We want to make sure to bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in with us. Here's a message that I think is pretty important for you. It's Matthew 6:26. It says, "Look at the birds of the air, for they neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them anyway. Are you not more valuable than they?
Yes.
Which of you by worrying can add 1 cubit to his stature?"
That's good.
So I want you to think about that for a second. You know, right now I know you got a lot of worries, anxieties, stresses, but look, birds can't even work, all right?
They don't need to.
Yep.
They don't work or save, right? That's what he's saying. And yet the Heavenly Father feeds them anyway. So he's going to take care of you too.
I know. He
So
provides.
let's go ahead and bow our heads real quick. Dear Lord, I want you to really watch over our audience. And I know there's a lot of people out there that got some stress, anxiety, things going on in this career transition. And you know what? You got their back, right? That's all that matters, right? And so have faith. You know, God's going to put you in that position that you need to be in. So Lord, watch over your people. I know you're there. Let them know you're there, right? And just encourage them through this search.
Yeah.
In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen.
Amen. That's a good one.
Amen. That's good.
All right. Now let's go to some landings.
Woo, congratulations.
Ooh, we got one right at this table right here.
Oh, snap. Everybody, let's give a drum roll and some hands on LinkedIn for Tonya Council.
Yay! Tonya is the council.
Yes, the
Yeah.
council is
The
in the
council
house.
is in the house.
I have the perfect name for HR, right?
Yes,
And the
that's right.
council is going to Arkansas, but they need council in Arkansas.
You need to see
Yep.
the go see council.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little Rock, here I come. Be
The
ready.
Rock. Sarah, she going to the Rock, B.
The Rock.
The Rock. That's funny.
I've called it the Ark.
The
It's
I
raining
like
here in
it.
Dallas. If you need an ark,
To the
I
ark.
know somebody.
Okay.
Okay, that was a joke. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Noah.
I know of somebody. I know of
somebody.
somebody.
I know of somebody.
All right. I think we're getting a little squirrel here, though. But
As
congratulations. Tanya, super happy for
Thank
you.
you.
And we're going to hear your story here in just a
Yes.
second. So, guys, don't go anywhere. You need to hear this story.
Who else?
We also have Tamika Brunetti. Congratulations.
Tamika.
Tamika.
Let's get some hands on LinkedIn for
Yes,
Tamika.
Congratulations.
Tamika, can you hear all those hands on LinkedIn for you?
So many hands. Who else do we got? We've
else
got
we got?
Eric Burke.
Eric Burke.
Eric,
Yeah,
B-U-R-K.
Congratulations.
Yeah, B-U-R-K. Burke.
See that? Eric, you know how to spell your last name now, mate.
We also have Janet Young.
Janet Young.
Forever young.
She sprung it on us at HR this morning. It was awesome. She is at Celanese.
That is great.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, guys. Anybody else that we know of? Maybe you're tuning
Lindsay,
in.
Lindsay Bradley.
Maybe you're
Lindsay.
tuning
Yeah,
in. Oh, Lindsay Bradley.
So
In
Lindsay was at Thomas Edwards Group, and now she's over at Globe Life
Globe Life
Wow.
out in McKinney.
Congratulations.
up in McKinney.
So you guys, if you guys know of anybody that we didn't mention,
Tag them.
tag them in there. You know, we're watching you guys.
I'm going to teach y'all something real quick. If you don't know, now you know. Type the at symbol.
Sam Peter.
The at symbol is how you tag somebody. I know a lot of
Right,
people don't know
right.
how to do that. Okay, so just tag them. All right, let's also talk about some events that we got
Wait,
coming
Brooke
up.
Birdsong's. Well, we covered Brooke Birdsong's landing, didn't we?
Oh, did we?
I think we did. Brooke, did we cover your landing? I just saw you say I landed, but I think that we covered your landing.
Yeah.
Oh, Brooke.
But let
there
us
she is.
know.
She's right there with us
Brooke is
online.
right.
Hey, guys.
there.
Congratulations, Brooke.
Brooke is
Yes.
on with us right now. She said she landed.
Yay,
Congratulations,
Brookie.
Brooke. Super excited for it. Hey, Brooke, I'm curious. Did Bom Bom have anything to do with that? I know you've been sending in them Bom Bom videos.
Things that make you go,
I'm curious. Put that in the comments section. Put hashtag Bom Bom if that worked for you. Okay.
B squared, bum bum.
All right, guys. You're probably wondering what the heck is this Bom Bom stuff. So let's talk about some events. There's an event coming up called Video Marketing World, April 23rd through the 25th. And this is where we're going to teach you how to rehumanize your search. Okay. We also do that in our workshop, but that event's coming up, and I would encourage you to see if you can come out to it. This is for business owners, entrepreneurs, job seekers, anybody that wants to know how to use a video to get attention and to get everything that they're looking for. Brooke said,
Bum,
yep,
bum bum did it.
Bom Bom did.
Yes.
Oh,
Brooke.
man. Oh, snap.
Awesome.
Hey, Susan Niece. From all three of us, we say hi, Susan Niece.
Hey, Brooke, I'd love to bring you on this show too to talk about that. How about that, Brooke? You up to coming down the show?
Come on,
Brooke.
Brooke.
I want your
Yes, she is.
testimonial.
She is.
All
You
right.
may have to sit next to me though. Come on, Brooke. Though. Come on.
We also have March 9th. We've got the Get On Your Feet
Yes.
meeting.
Mhm.
Get up
Foster,
on
you're
your
heading
So,
that one
guys,
off.
check this out. This is a big blessing. We have been blessed to have this big old conference room given to us for every second Monday of every month over at the Microsoft campuses over at, 114 and 161
Yes.
over in North. What is that called over there?
Colinas.
Las
Colinas.
Colinas. Where did I get north? I want to say north. And guys, this is going to be tremendous. There are going to be a lot of companies there.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be able to meet a lot of companies. You're going to be able to meet a lot of other people and get a whole bunch of ideas. It is an extension of our Frisco Connect. And we are excited to mention that this coming Monday will be our first inaugural. Don't ask me how to spell that. It's going to be our first group. So come on out. There might be donuts and cake. And if it's left up to me, it'll be barbecue in the house.
Nice. We also have.
6:30, guys. See, I forgot to say that.
Oh, go ahead.
6:30, and you know why I said 6:30? Because a lot of you guys want to pay it forward, like Claudia Montanari, that's on the radio with us right now. When you get a job, you want to help other people,
Yeah.
and you know we're a big family anyway. So at 6:30, you guys will be able to get off work and come on over there with us and have a good time.
All right. So also March. March 13th.
Yeah. We're March now.
Friday the 13th. TalentNet TalentNet Live in Austin. That would be Craig Fisher's group out there, where you're going to learn from all of the recruiters. It's a big old recruiting meeting.
It really is.
Talking about best practices, what's working, what's not working in talent talent acquisition, and all that good stuff. So if you want to know, what's going on their side of the fence, you need to go to that meeting. And it's also a great place to network if you're a job seeker.
Recruiters across the country, you guys tune in. Pull up TalentNet Live, but you guys need to plug in to Craig Fisher. Most of you guys probably know Craig anyway. So link in with Craig. Tell him Foster running his big mouth on that radio show about you. And this guy is the cutting edge. Yeah, Dennis Smith, I said Craig was the cutting edge of recruiting in this planet.
And then on March 19th, we've got the summit, right? The Next Level 2020 Summit with the Mogazels. Mr. Always Good.
Mr. Always Good is on the radio. I don't know if his wife is on there. Are you there, Mrs. Mogazel?
She might be online with us. I will actually be presenting the Rehumanize Your Business, Rehumanize Your Job Search at that event, too. So make sure you guys come out to that. Let's go into the job seeker tip of the week. Foster.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here's a tip, you guys. I've been recruiting a lot longer than I want to tell you guys I've been recruiting. You think I'm some kind of dinosaur around here. So here's the deal. Here's what we're doing, guys. We are paying a lot of attention to the, what do we call those words? Target words. No, what do we call them?
Keywords?
Keyword. Oh, my goodness. Why couldn't I think of that 3-letter word?
Too much sugar.
Too much sugar. I've had donuts. Guys, we focus on the keywords, but here's the thing. When those keywords are in that resume, why don't we arrange those keywords around the stuff that makes sense? Look at those job postings that we are referring and submitting our resumes to, and make sure that those keywords are in the right context. Yeah. They're asking for a certain thing. I'm looking for someone with this software to do this particular thing. So when we use that keyword of that software, let's show that particular thing that they're looking for, where we have done it, how long we were at the company and how long we were doing it and all that. So that relevance, guys, on those resumes is the biggest job tip that I can think of. I'm looking like Big Bird today with this big old yellow shirt on.
You are definitely relevant. You are relevant today. You look like your cup. You look like your
I got
cup.
a big old yellow
Chicken Express. Look at that.
Well, and you had that stuff that you got on your shirt was black.
And you guys, I won't go into that, but I wasted all kind of grease on my shirt, and it was looking bad.
You should have left it there, because then it could have been black and yellow.
It could have been black and yellow. Then I'd look like a Missouri graduate.
Or
Nothing against
fan.
University of Missouri Tiger.
Hey, we've got a jam-packed studio, so let's keep this thing focused
Trevor
here.
trying to keep us.
Yeah, no, seriously, because we're going to run out of time. Let's just dive right into Regina. Regina, what's going on? How are you doing today?
Hey, Regina.
Hi, Regina.
I'm doing great. Hello, everyone.
Thanks for joining with us. And so we are excited to hear, because you do a whole lot of things, right? You've been in talent acquisition. You're doing coaching. You're doing social media expertise and advice. So,
oh my God,
man, you're just doing a ton in this. In this
Overachiever
vein.
is what I hear. Yes.
Well, and
I
so
need to be a notepad sitting
all
here.
the things that you're doing, they tie in so very well with the Who You Know Network.
Oh yeah,
and our mission, right, and our ministry. So, tell us a little bit more about what you're doing.
Oh my goodness. So, so I just left speaking at the DFWTRN.
Really?
That's why I'm running a bit late, so I apologize.
That's okay.
Yeah, so
oh my God.
Gosh, yeah, so golly, I do all of those things, and they all tie directly into talent acquisition, attraction, employer branding, HR technology, career coaching, paying it forward. I've been doing this for a very long time as well. I call myself
Regina.
the dinosaur too. So I love what I do. I do what I love, and I love to pay it forward to
Jurassic
help.
period.
So I work with organizations. I work with individuals, personal branding. So many different things. So
how did you get started? Was it in the recruiting space or the talent acquisition space?
that's a fabulous question.
It is.
I was duped into it.
Loving it.
I was supposed to work for a big agency working with big brands, and I did, but it happened to be recruitment marketing. And then I fell in love with it, and I've been doing it now for way
For a
too
little
long.
while.
A little while.
A while.
Yeah, and so, but I love
A
it, and
minute or two.
I have a great passion for it. And so, one of the things we talked about today was where we are in today's world and how it affects the job seeker, as well as the companies, as well as the people doing the work, right? So, and it's such an evolution. So, love it. Yeah.
Well, I've got to bang the gong here because you just said our key word, which is passion.
Yes.
Passion. And so we talk about that because when you have passion, when you find your passion, right? It's a little cliche, but you'll never work a day in your life, right? And Trevor takes it one step further, right? Which is impact. You find your passion, you're not working, but if you can make impact with that, and that kind of goes along with the paying it forward, then you really truly found your calling.
Now you can change the
Absolutely.
world.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100% agree. I love what I do. I do what I love. I've been doing it forever. And I feel like
Good, I
what we
don't feel bad now.
well, I feel like what we do is a service to organizations to help them get the right people to do the right jobs, to build our economy and organizations, but also helping people get to the right place and making sure it's a fit and finding what they love. So yeah.
What are some of the things that you're seeing with the folks that you're working with, maybe on the individual side, the seeker side, right? What are some of the things that they're having the most trouble with?
Oh gosh.
Oh, God.
Confusion. How do they apply? What do they apply for? Why are they not getting through? Why are organizations not getting back with them? Why
I'm getting crickets.
why aren't their resumes getting to the top and not understanding as well, maybe on the individual side. For lack of better terms, it's a bit of a numbers game, and it's who you know.
Oh,
Hey.
yes.
And knowing
the
how to reach
gong
out
sound.
and connect to the people that you know and engage with them appropriately and really share what your experience is and where you want to go and where you want to be. There's a lot of ministry is a great word. I don't use it that often, but I would say that is my personal ministry. I just have done it on the side forever because it's a knowledge I have. And that I should be giving that information out because it's tough for people to navigate through the system.
Yes.
So
So the black hole, right?
Yes.
Who you know, engagement. Those are all great words too. Keywords, Foster.
Keywords. The three-letter
And so,
word.
What would you advise somebody to do if they're having this difficulty, right? Getting the engagement. What are some of the things that you would recommend they do?
Well, normally my first recommendation is make sure that their LinkedIn profile is rocking.
LinkedIn. Yep.
And it's clean, it's clear, it's up to date. I'm going to throw this out there. I apologize if this is a taboo, but just only put the last
Throw it out there.
last 15 years of relevance.
Yes.
Companies don't care for the most part what you've been doing prior to that.
You
And
mean they don't care when I was waiting tables back in the day? They don't care about that?
Unless it's relevant.
right.
Oh.
And letting them know that it's okay to have now a 2 or a 3. You know, if you have 15 plus years of experience, a 2 or 3 page.
Oops.
I know resume. You may not agree with that.
No, totally agree with that.
But letting them know that that's okay. Making sure that their keywords are relevant. Their SEO, explaining what that means. For instance, I just had this conversation a little bit earlier, and making sure that they're if they're getting the opportunity to take skill set tests on LinkedIn, on Indeed, all those, making sure they do those and pay attention. But really connecting with the organizations and the people in those organizations that they want to work with. The list is so long, but I counsel quite often on how to navigate through that. So.
What about on the social media side, right? You mentioned LinkedIn.
Oh.
Anything else as far as like Facebook, other platforms?
My recommendation is that if they are in the job seeking and or really not, either way, but all across the board, everything look the same as much as possible, have the same relevant information. My my stance on social media is don't post anything on there that you wouldn't want your children, your grandparents, your parents,
Right.
to see.
good.
But still be transparent. And still show your personality and who you are and what you're about.
Have fun.
You be real. But be on all of those sites. All of those sites are relevant to their search. Yes.
Okay. So we are crunched for time, but I do want to let people know, how do you want people to reach out to you, to connect with you? What do you prefer? Email, LinkedIn, phone number?
LinkedIn is great. It's easy to find me on LinkedIn. It's Regina Crosscook. I don't know the whole login, but my company is RC Consulting Firm.
Okay.
Email is easy as well. I'll just give you my personal email, which is super easy, regina@reginacook.com.
Oh, wow.
Another tidbit that I give everyone, and not everyone takes me up on this, is you should own your own URL for your name.
I agree with that.
Very, very important.
Yes.
And I've tagged you in the comments. So
Awesome.
people go to the comments and click on Regina. Again, we are crunched for time, so thank you very much for sharing. We want to highlight you, so be sure to connect with Regina on LinkedIn.
All right, let's go to our commercials, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. When we come back, we've got Tonya Council and Claudia Montanari in the house.
Montanari.
Stay tuned.
Oh, okay. Here we go. We're going to talk about VIP recruiting, guys. Now, VIP recruiting is a accounting and finance kind of, I guess you could call them a boutique firm. Check out VIP. Now, there's a couple of people there, Casey Haston and my buddy Allie Schroeder, that is a Alabama Crimson Tide. We won't talk about that.
Roll
But
Tide.
they are really, 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 really good with their clients. I judge everybody by what kind of relationships they have with the clients. Y'all knew I was going to say relationship.
And make sure you come out to the Who You Know Job Networking Show workshop every Monday, 1 to 5 at the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters.
There it is on the screen.
This is where we're going to teach you how to rehumanize your job search.
Right.
I'm going to show you the secrets to how to get that live conversation with actual people. I know you're in the black hole. I know you're not getting any communication. It's crickets, right? Well, I'm going to show you how to change that. I'm going to put human conversation in this game. And so that way these recruiters can pull your information out of the black hole. You'll get noticed, and it'll get you more interviews. And then once you get those interviews, what are you going to do next? How are you going to follow up? What's the best practices? I'm going to show you all of these things hands-on. You do need to register. And then afterwards, we get to have some fun. We get to go up to the Cowboys Club, which is a members only. This place is exclusive. It's really cool. You may see Jerry Jones up there. You may see some of the players. You know, it's awesome. Really fun time. And you get to build relationships and connections on the spot, which is awesome. So, guys, make sure you register for this. It's every Monday, 1 to 5, Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters. You can actually find the link in the description up above or down below or sideways or wherever the heck it is.
Or send me an email and say you want to go.
Yeah. Well, what's your email address, Foster?
I'll send you the link. You guys better be linked in with me. You better know my email address.
All right.
All right,
Come
next
on,
up,
son.
we've got JFS. Say it with me, JFS.
JFS. JFS.
What's
Jewish Family Service. Jewish Family Service.
There it is. There it is. Jewish
Okay.
Family Service. So, hey, Jewish Family Service is a great resource. They are in Dallas, North Dallas, actually, in the Addison area, just north of the Beltline and North Tollway.
Montfort and something.
Off of Montfort, that is correct. So, Mitch and Allison over at JFS are awesome. They are wonderful people. They are giving. They are servant leaders, and they have a career transition group. They have coaching and consulting as well. They everything from financial to career transition to family counseling.
Right.
They even have a food pantry there, guys. So if you want help, go to JFS.
Guys, also, the next event that we got coming up is Video Marketing World, April 23rd through the 25th.
It's cool.
Guys, let me tell you what this is for. This is for business owners, entrepreneurs, anybody that's a salesperson, or maybe you are a job seeker, right? It does make sense. Have you ever heard that your job is sales, right? Well, it is. Guess what? And you can use video to get you out of that black hole. I'm actually going to be teaching up there, and Ethan Butte, the marketing VP for Bom Bom, the product we teach, he will be there as well. He's going to be speaking. So it's going to be a really, really good event, and I think you should check it out. Yeah, also, there's a coupon code, Insider. Okay, coupon code Insider because of the relationship with the Who You Know show and Ethan and Bom Bom and all that good stuff, you actually get $200 off. Okay, we understand that you know if you're searching, and maybe some financial things going on, so you get a little bit of a discount. But recruiting firms, I know a lot of you recruiting firms we saw there last year. We saw high-profile staffing and a bunch of them because they're also looking for different ways to market themselves. They're looking for different ways to market their brand and their business, right? So we see them there all the time. So, guys, we would love to see you there, and it's a fun, exciting event. It's come out April 23rd through the 25th. All right, let's go ahead and check in with our audience real quick. I see Daryl. What's going on? How are you doing? Leah, how are you? Gary
Patton is the CHRO over at where is it? Gary, where do you work? My brain doesn't work. I've had too much
Sugar.
Sugar and rain.
The Catholic Diocese of Fort Worth guys, they are hiring Catholic Charities over in Fort Worth is hiring Gary Patton, Patton, is the CHRO, Chief Human Resource Officer.
All right. So, again, let's check in with the audience. Joanna Wise, good to see you here with us. She says hashtag health care.
We got Dina. We got Tommy. Tommy Lindsay's on.
Hey, Tommy, what's going on? How are you? Guys, we want you to tune in and put a hashtag what you're searching for. So hashtag IT, project management, QA, whatever it is. And then also tag a recruiter. I know you're working with recruiters. Tag them. Put them in this stream right here. They need to be in here. We do have recruiters hiring people from this stream. So if you tag them, you never know who it could help, who it could impact, right?
That's good.
So tag a recruiter. Super important. All right, guys, we are back. Welcome back to the Who You Know Job Networking Show.
Right.
Well, what you know is important.
Right.
But who y'all know?
Who you know can make all the difference in
We're
your
in
job
Texas.
search. So we're back today. We've got Tonya Council and Claudia Montanari in the house. What's going on?
Hey guys. Thanks for having us.
Super excited to have you here with us. Well, first and foremost, Tonya,
Thank you.
congrats.
Congrats.
Thank you
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hands on LinkedIn.
And it was short. It was a short transition, right?
It was a very
search.
very short in between jobs.
It was shorter than that first one, wasn't it? How long was that first one?
About 3 months.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's about 3 months.
Yeah, so, well, tell us how those 3 months went.
Well, actually, let's talk about the most recent one, which was 5 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
5 weeks, that's
I'm
short.
scared of
5
that.
Yes.
weeks, yeah. And so one of the things that I think about myself is that I have OCD really bad, and I'm type A. So
Wow.
that in itself had played a big part in my 5-week transition to landing an opportunity. And I will also add that it was who you know. So to make the moral of my story, I was in between jobs January the 7th of this year. I started that same day, beating the pavement, getting my LinkedIn prepared. One of the things I pride myself on is I did jump out there and find me a friend of mine who is a career coach, because I wanted to, before I started submitting my applications and my resumes to companies, I wanted to make sure that my LinkedIn page was up and running, and my resume was actually saying the same thing.
That's good.
So she actually was able to help me within a week. So I gave myself a week. And one of the things that I've heard through research, job search, is that give yourself some timelines, some deadlines. So my first deadline was January 31st, and so my goal was I was going to have a job by January 31st, mind you, being in transition January the 7th. So I put some tight parameters around when I wanted to be employed. And so I started right out of the gate. And one of the things that I did for myself, once I got my resume done, my career coach, and my LinkedIn, I started going out to my contacts within LinkedIn. And so what I did, and so this is a word to the wise, is never send, no one wants cold calling, right? And so I didn't do that. So what I did was, and I didn't want to cold call connections. So I actually asked the question. I went out to my contacts in HR and thereabouts and said, hey, I'm in between jobs. Are you okay if I send you my resume for you to share with your colleagues if you know of any opportunities? And so what that did for me was it opened their opportunities to say, oh, yeah, send me your resume. And I didn't have to send it. Some of them shared their personal emails with me. But I got more receptive responses by asking them, can I, versus sending my resume to them cold call.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a word of advice for anyone that's out there that wants to get into an organization is don't cold call, just ask the question because you'll get a better response. So that being said, that was helpful. So then, of course, Tonya Allen, I'll shout out to Tonya.
Yeah.
Hey, Tonya.
Who's at Lennox as well. She was one of the ones who I did send my information to, part of my contacts. And at the time they did not, but less than 24 hours that they did. And she shared my information with the recruiter there. And shout out to Anthea Wright. Who,
Anthea, you're always right.
Who was helpful in the process. But one of the things that I would also say to shout out to the recruiters, hiring managers, decision-making managers is one of the things that also sold me on Lennox, aside from talking to Tonya and the culture's right, but Anthea, who is the recruiter there, never lost the personal touch, even to today. My start date is March the 16th, and she has been very instrumental in making sure that personal touch has not been lost. And one of the things from an HR perspective that is also important for us is the human aspect of it, you know, because we're in human resources, and so you can never lose the human aspect of it. And so when you're out there, recruiters, I understand that, you know, you're trying to get these numbers and make that quota, but one thing you also have to turn the table is look at these applicants that are also applying for the jobs, and don't lose the human aspect to them as well, because you have to, you know, you want someone that wants to be intrigued with the opportunity, but then you also understand that you want a valuable person to join and be a part of your team, because that's why I'm here today. Is, you know, kudos to those that I did reach out to, and thankful for the opportunity I have. But it was really the culture, and I can say that they live up to their values for me to be a part of their team, and so I'm very appreciative of that.
Well, I like what you're saying, because it's like the experience on the other end. It's just empathy, right? Put yourself in the other person's shoes. And brands are looking at this. You know, Matt, you could probably speak to this. You know, at TalentNet, they talk all about it. It's the experience on the other end, and how to create a better experience. Because, like, I'll give you an example. Let's say you're at Toyota, right? If you're just burning people, turning them off, well, that looks bad on the brand itself.
It sure does.
Right? If your hiring process sucks and you're pissing people off, well, then nobody wants to buy a Toyota.
Yes.
Right? You get what I'm saying?
And after a while, they'll have you Toyota or any big old company. We think big old companies get away.
Yeah.
I have a Lennox air conditioner, by the way.
You do?
Yeah. Woo woo.
Regina was trained. Good. That's good.
Yeah.
Represent. And just another thing,
Little plug.
you know, one of the things too is you don't want to burn the bridges, you know, when you are back in search, because this is my second time around here in the Dallas area. I actually did choose to take on an opportunity that's going to relocate me, and not afraid to do that. You know, I do have an opportunity to return back to the Dallas area at some point, but this is that change that I needed for my career to get off the ground and flourish. So I wasn't afraid to take on that new opportunity. But kudos to Trevor and Mark and Foster with what you guys are doing here, and anyone who is afraid to get out of the 9-doc box. You're not going to get employed. You have to do something different. And it's been several years before my last opportunity when I was in transition, and things have drastically changed. And so you can't do the same thing today that maybe you tried years ago, because one of the things I try to do on Throwback Thursdays is to reflect on those things that
Throwback Thursdays
maybe we used to do, newspapers and how we looked for jobs. That doesn't apply today.
Let's do this. Why don't we ask the audience, what are some out-of-the-box approaches that you're doing right now? Just put those in the comments. I would like to hear what are some creative things you're doing to you know, get out of that black hole and to get noticed, right? Put that in the comment section.
I want to give Trevor a big kudos, because, you know, we talk about this rehumanizing it all the time. That's what you just got through talking about.
Absolutely.
Recruiters, remember that you are not hiring robots. You guys are hiring people. And exactly. Did you hear Trevor? Did you hear him? He said peoples.
Peoples. You got to hire the peoples. You know what I'm saying?
Peoples.
Plurals.
People. and if I may have one more tagline, one of the things with this program here, and this is another shout out for Lennox in itself, is that this program has actually brought, you know, four people from the external in based off of the Who You Know program. One of them is sitting right beside me, Miss Claudia.
Yay!
Shout out there. So again, it just goes to show that utilize those resources that are out there. Because it truly is about who you know.
Absolutely.
Well, congratulations, Tonya. Super excited for you, and thank you for coming. And Claudia, this is your second time here. We're excited to have you back.
Claudia brought her donuts. I don't know it was for her landing.
Y'all, it took a while.
You see these donuts, y'all? Hold on. Everybody gets a donut. You
Your
get
son
a donut.
ate those donuts.
You get a donut. Oh, snap. Y'all online. Do y'all
that
see
one looks like it's got a coconut stack in the middle.
That's actually a German chocolate.
Can y'all see those?
Oh man.
I want everybody to see those. Ooh, I'm about to eat this. Okay, so here. Can you tell them why you're bringing us donuts?
Y'all, I am bringing donuts because this is a year and almost a half.
You've already been gone a year?
In the making.
I'm scared of that.
Pass that around.
Yes.
Break that out. I like that voice.
Yes. I
Floating
landed.
donuts.
I landed at Lennox in October of. Was that 18? Yes, because a full year.
Oh,
And there it goes.
Yes.
Yum. Yum, yum, yum.
Nom, nom, nom.
Nom, nom, nom. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wait to eat mine so I can enjoy it.
Y'all taste that.
Cheers, y'all.
You and Trevor can afford to eat you guys. I'm already fat.
You were here. Yeah. See, y'all need to apply what Who You Know is telling you, and jump on the opportunities that they provide, so you too can sit and enjoy a donut.
Well, tell them your story, Claudia.
Yeah, Claudia, tell her what time it is. What in the world happened when you were in the job search, and how did you land over there?
Oh my goodness! So I was in that black hole.
Right.
I was in the hole.
Okay.
And I had a friend, Marla
Smith.
What?
Marla.
She reached out to me because we were
Marla.
both in the same situation, working for the same organization,
Uh-huh.
and they wanted to move our positions.
I'm eating the black hole right now.
You are?
I'm eating it.
Make it go away.
Lisa Lowry said she missed donut day.
Oh my gosh.
Trevor's chomping down.
Yep. But she actually told me about Who You Know, and I was thinking, I'm not going to that. What? She was like, come on. And she pulled me in initially because she was like, it's at the Cowboys.
Yeah, we met you at the
headquarters.
workshop, didn't we? Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I mean, what do I have to lose, really? Because what I'm doing isn't working.
Right.
So I went.
What do you have to
And
lose?
you want to know what I took away?
What did you
Aside
take away?
from the contacts and the relationship.
You took something away from the
Bill,
Cowboys place over there?
I walked
We're
away
gonna
with
tell
that
it.
big ring. Did you know it was the one that was no?
Ooh.
Just kidding. The one that was missing.
They're still looking for you.
They are. Shh, well, I got to keep running, y'all. I actually walked away with the whole bomb bomb. The bomb. I'll say it again.
Bomb,
Bomb bomb.
Bomb,
Okay?
bomb.
Bomb bomb. I utilized that on during my interview process, and after the interviews, instead of just sending the regular, email, it was it
Then
was
you sent
outside the
it
box.
booyah.
I did a video thank you to all that I spent time with that day, and that was actually, aside from the skills and the match with the job and the requirements.
Yeah, you got to have all the stuff on the paper.
Yeah.
Claudia's video was good. I remember
Gotta
Claudia's
have
video.
the stuff. But in addition to that, sending the video personalized to each individual that I met with was the icing on the cake, and that was the differentiator that set me apart, because they were looking for somebody innovative. Well, they'd never seen anything like that.
Claudia,
What I want to hear, I want to hear the story that we actually tell it all the time, but I want to hear it straight from you about the person that didn't get the video.
That was great.
That was good.
So, okay, at Lennox, we have our corporate, which is Lennox International, and then we have our 3 segments. And so the segments have a different email address than the corporate people do. And I didn't know that. So I didn't get this individual's card, so I just went off of all the other cards matched up. So I put that person's email in as if they were at corporate, and they weren't. And so they were upset that they didn't get their video. I don't know where it went. It went to somebody somewhere.
Wow.
Or it's in a, still circulating out there. But
it's a DPD down there.
Somebody at one of the plants or whatever with the same name, they're probably like,
what? Who
Arkansas.
is this? Exactly.
What the arc?
Exactly.
Arkansas.
What the arc? So yes, she was offended that she didn't receive the email that everyone else got that had a video that was personally made for them.
Was she talent acquisition?
No, she was a VP of HR.
Ooh, a VP.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
See the power of that.
Right.
The power of video.
It went to a VP.
Yeah.
Well, I love the story, and it was an amazing time to have them come on the show. It was really cool to talk about that.
Yeah.
Guys, I want you to know, like, Bom Bom all started from, I started using it for business purposes, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm using it in my business, and it works so well. It rehumanizes my business, right? It really does. And so I was like, well, if I was a job seeker, I would do the same thing. Like, why wouldn't I do that?
Why not?
Right.
And so in the very beginning, it was concept.
Mm-hmm.
And I would sit down with a couple of job seekers, and I taught them. And then they went and showed, and then the results came back.
Yes.
And you get the analytics every time they click and
Right.
play a video. And
I loved that because I would look. I'm like, why haven't they seen it? Why haven't they seen it?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, they saw it. When am I going to hear from them? Are they going to respond with anything?
You know what I love
Right?
about you guys? I say you guys company. When Lennox was here, when all the folks that we just mentioned was here, we had a whole studio full of Lennox people.
Mm.
This whole table was full of Lennox.
Yeah,
We
they're
do-
recruiting.
That's what we're
They're
here for.
hiring.
That's networking. That's what we want
Yes.
you companies to understand. You hear me knocking?
Yes.
Brooke Birdsong says, preach.
Yeah, Brooke.
I did the same thing. It works.
Yes.
Yay,
Guys,
Brooke.
Woo!
Yeah.
Guys, this stuff works. I'm eating donuts because it works.
And we got more donuts over here, more.
Claudia, Tonya, thank you so much.
Thank you for
We really
having me.
appreciate you
Yes.
coming.
Thank you
So
for having
deep.
me.
We've got to go to a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere. Because when we come back and I finish this donut,
We'll eat more.
Matt Charney, Allegis Global Solutions in the house. Don't go
Yes,
anywhere.
Gotta hear Matt.
Matt,
Woo!
All right, let's go to the audience real
come
quick.
on.
Oh
Let's see.
yeah, we got tons in the audience.
Mark
Hey,
Lushington
before we
is
get
with
really
us.
into that, but I posted a comment. If you guys did not see that, there's a little arrow down at the bottom of your video screen right there. What does that say?
Share.
Share.
Not
Sharing
that
is
thing
caring.
you said about a year and a half ago.
All right,
That's
Lisa
right.
Lowry just
You see that?
got
Yeah.
a comment. It said, job seeker used Bom Bom that was at the BTNG meeting. So I taught it at BTNG. He said he got a second interview. It works.
It does.
It
work.
does work.
It does.
Hey, and Lisa, sorry you weren't here. I saw your comment earlier. You are missing Donut Day.
Yeah, Lisa, we got to have you back on the show.
Guys, I will tell you, though, you know, Bom Bom doesn't always work, okay? Nothing always
Nothing
works.
always works.
That's right.
But there is a very, very high percentage of people that do it, and they do it correctly, that it does work. If their email system has some kind of blocking
Yes.
for it,
Right.
like
Yes.
you know what I mean, like security,
Firewall.
whatever, firewall, whatever,
Right.
that's okay.
Yeah.
There's a workaround, and I'll teach you that workaround
Toss
in
a
the
card.
workshop. You just need to register up above around the link description somewhere around here. But
on
I'll
the
teach you the
video right
workaround. Okay, let's see who else we got.
Ladina Piper.
Ladina Piper, what's going on? Guys, make sure, again, you hashtag what you're searching for, and I really, really, really want you to tag a recruiter, okay? I know you're working with
Oh, yeah.
recruiters. You know recruiters. You've been interviewing. You know people
Tag them all.
who you know. Like, I want to know who you know, right? Like, go ahead and just tag them and introduce them to the show. They may not know it exists,
True enough.
and you never know what can happen just by doing that. So,
True dat. True dat.
you feel me?
That.
Right?
Let us know if you're interested in Linux.
Right.
Oh, you
Hey.
know,
We have-
Lennox has other jobs, guys.
We have
We're
so many
here.
opportunities.
Oh my goodness.
Even in the
Throughout
arc.
the
And
US.
Lennox is
Even
an
in-
old company, isn't it? It's been
Yeah.
around a long
We are
time.
celebrating
time.
125
See?
years
Ooh.
this
Say
year.
what?
Yes.
That's older than me.
It's a mic drop moment.
125
What?
Yeah, we got the mic.
years.
Yeah. Did y'all hear that mic drop? Did you hear the mic hit the float?
Well, I like something that you said too, and especially for those of you here on LinkedIn, you have to take note of what Claudia said. She said, "Hey, why not? Couldn't hurt, right? It's not going to hurt.
Right.
I need to try something different."
Yeah.
And a lot of you have been in the search for a little while. Let's just face it, too long.
Too long.
You're longer than what we wanted to, huh?
And if
Yes,
you
yeah.
are doing the same things expecting different results, what is that the definition
Ooh,
of?
Insanity.
You
Yes.
busted.
Cuckoo.
Hey, real
Stop being
quick,
cray-cray.
because I see Cash.
Cash
He's
Nashry.
put hashtag Linux. So, guys, I want you to do the same thing. If you're interested in Linux, you're like, you know what? I might want to go work for Linux.
Yes,
Put
let us
hashtag
know.
Linux in the comments section, and then I'm sure y'all can
Yes.
Connect
get
with
the
Tonya
folks.
Council, my girl.
Yes,
To
Tonya.
the council.
Going to the arc.
To the council. We all need a little counsel.
Yeah, just put hashtag Lennox in the comments section. Yep. Leah, she says, congrats, Tonya.
Thank you.
To you.
Aaron Marks is with us. Don Garlitz is extremely helpful.
I'm paying it forward.
Yes, you are. But you did that the first time.
Yes.
You did that even when I first met you.
Yes.
When Dana Fox introduced. What company was that you guys worked at when I first met you?
Blue.
Optimal Blue. I like that name because there was
cool name.
There was a song back in the 80s named Optimal Blue.
Yes, and I actually I tell people all the time, we've been together for at least since 2011, and I've incorporated you in every organization that I've been in, or at least try to get you in there. So,
y'all hear that? Foster has value. I am the job father.
Got a comment real quick. Got a comment coming in here from Erin Marks. She says, Dawn Garlitz is extremely helpful. Dawn.
Dawn.
Is that a recruiter?
Dawn.
I'm going to click on his profile.
D-A-W-N. She is with Thomas Edwards Group. She is at Frisco Connect
about
every Tuesday.
And Ledina did the same thing. She wrote, Kaylee Young, please watch the Who You Know show. Plenty of diverse folks here.
Hey, Kaylee Young, okay, because you're going to get tagged, and then it's going to take you to this time in the show. I use you as an example in our workshop, by the way. In every workshop, I use you in an example. It's kind of funny.
Oh, yeah.
So, guys, tag a recruiter. Oh, man, so many Linux coming through. Look at this. Gia. We got Tershel, Jeff. Look at all the. Look.
We got you.
Linux needs to know. All right, guys.
Linux need to know.
Well, let's come on back. Welcome back to the Who You Know Job Networking Show.
Yes, a Job Networking Show.
Where what you know is important.
Right.
But
who you know can
make
make
a difference. It usually helps.
It definitely does.
Yes.
All right, Foster. We got Matt Charney here.
We got Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, guys.
Matt is the man. 50 grand.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
You're not supposed to know what it means. That's my thing.
So, Matt, tell us a little bit more about Allegis. You've been with Allegis for a while, and actually we've gotten to get to know you a little bit better through TalentNet, through Craig Fisher.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you're one of the best speakers at TalentNet. We just have to say that right now. Just put you on blast right there.
Well, I appreciate it. I think I'm one of the best speakers on the circuit.
Well,
we're about to find out that that's true.
Can we pull your mic up?
You're not going to like my content.
There we go.
I normally am a little lavalier, so this is new for me. Yeah, so I've been at Allegis for a little over 2.5 years, which is an interesting transition because prior to this, actually, I'm still partnered, but I was running a publishing and journalism business for quite some time. So moving from objective reporting to in-house content has been a little bit of an adjustment. But certainly, I've been doing recruiting HR technology longer than I'd care to admit right now, and I'm one of those darn millennials too. So by this point in time,
millennials are getting there.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that's changed is we've gotten older. We're still talking about.
We're crushing it, is what we're doing.
Something like that. But
I'm the world's oldest millennial.
So I do think that I talk to thousands and thousands of recruiters a year all over the world. So. Everywhere this last year, from Kuala Lumpur to London, right? And so I really enjoy hearing kind of what's going on in the world of hiring, how work is changing, and the thing I don't get the opportunity to do a lot, which I'm really excited about, is to speak directly to job seekers because I only talk to recruiters and heads of HR.
So one of the things that I've taken note of, especially in hearing you talk, is that maybe this is my own term. I don't know if anybody else calls you this, but I kind of think of you as like the mad scientist of recruiting technology, right? I mean, you get up and you gave so much information about so many things that I had no idea were going on in the recruiting world, in the technology space, and some of the practices and techniques that are going on.
Yeah, I think I'm more like the climate change scientist in front of a House committee, in the sense that I have a bunch of facts and data, and everyone else has some soft subject matter and is selling a training course.
Right.
So,
you hear that?
I don't have a system or an agenda other than I want to see jobs filled.
Yeah.
Right? Good, man.
What are some of the new trends, right, in recruiting technology?
So I can't say that there are a lot of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, okay.
As much as we'd like to talk about the impact work's having on technology, you say recruiters, remember you're not hiring robots. I actually think it's likelier that robots are hiring you than the other way around.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So you talk about like optimizing keywords on your resume. That actually has become much less important because what you have now is systems, I would say this is the biggest development, that are pulling in all publicly available data from a LinkedIn profile to a biography from a speaking gig you might have done 10 years ago and completely forgotten about, putting that all together in a single profile and then augmenting your resume directly in the applicant tracking system.
Oh my God.
So it's not just what's on paper, your professional profile. It is a holistic view of your online identity.
Oh my goodness.
And that's something that I think can help a lot of people, particularly if you're like an engineer and have a giant GitHub repository, something that can hurt a lot of people, probably, emerging workforce who forgot that Facebook's public.
Okay.
With all of our tools, guys, I want to see, I want to ask Matt because he knows all that stuff and I don't. Of all of those tools that we use, a person still hires you, right?
A person still hires
there
you.
There you go.
And
case closed, y'all.
But the person still comes up with the offer that's always too
case
low.
not closed.
We can talk about technology and how to help you get to a person, but that person makes a decision.
But how many organizations are utilizing that technology at that level?
That's a good question.
Quite a lot. Certainly almost every enterprise employer has some sort of instance of that. If you don't go to one of those websites that bounces you to that terrible, like, you must log in or register screen, then it means they're probably using that on the back end. So figure about how.
Wonderful tools, but I'm hearing tools.
But what I'm saying is, you've got the technology, it's creating hoops.
It's awesome.
It's just more hoops to jump through, and I get what you're saying, Foster. Yeah, it is all about who you know. It is
and
about
one day it may change.
It's about people.
It may change.
But what's happening is these companies are using technology to weed us out. Okay.
Yes.
And we got to use technology to put us back in the game to get the human element.
Yes.
To get the human element.
I'm still hearing tool. TOOL.
Well, networking is a tool. So there you go. Networking is a tool.
And it is what?
Human.
Rehumanize it.
Y'all, Trevor is the one that talks about rehumanizing this thing. I like that book. I like what Trevor says. I do not disagree with Trevor. But it is still a human process, guys. We're hiring humans.
So talk to us about Facebook. What's the importance of having a good Facebook presence?
Really none. Other than it can hurt you. I think that certainly you can overdo it on LinkedIn. That will definitely count against you, and certainly I'm one to speak to. Twitter can get you into a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah.
But all that's at the end of the day. I think that the utility for job seekers is about the same as it is for employers when it comes to social media, and that's not really about like what you post and how you present yourself so much as it is about engagement, right? So being able to find common talking points. So I've heard you make a couple college football references. I'm sure that if I were to
UCLA Bruins. Go Bruins.
And as a USC grad, I could tell you that we would have nothing to talk about other than Troy Aikman sucks. He went to the Pavo public school, and
I like
my team somehow still
SC.
better.
I know that I'm gonna get thrown away, but I like SC. I do.
Yeah, in our graduate placement
you went to SC. You really did.
Classes. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what class I'm in. Let's just say I went with high school trophy winners. Not all of whom had it taken away.
Squirrel, purple squirrel.
No, but I use that to say, if he was a hiring manager, I could have easily obtained that information from a blog post or Instagram account, and then that's the opening.
And I'd still hire him.
The one piece of advice I can always say is never make it about your a job search.
Right.
So if you're not starting now while you're fully employed to lay that track,
that's right.
Don't just pop back up, because no matter what happens, there's going to be a giant ask, and there's no way it's going to be in time. So always make it around a common or shared interest.
Yes,
and if you can develop that personal connection, it's worked for me at least 4 times in my career. People will create new jobs for you.
Correct.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask the question, when you mentioned that you can overdo LinkedIn, your LinkedIn profile. Yeah. Talk a little bit about how can you overdo your LinkedIn profile.
I can give you
that's good.
So I think that is somebody who hires marketers and works with content marketers. Somebody who I'm hiring for, let's say, like a social media project, who has 85 hashtags in their bio and profile. Well, LinkedIn doesn't actually index hashtags from those sections, so that just means that you don't know how the technology works. For instance, somebody who shares, I would say, a lot of content that is not a good match for every organization necessarily. Like, that could knock you out of a lot of jobs. And then certainly, who you follow in your interests. Those are things recruiters actually look at to talk about, skills. But let's say that you're following a political or religious-based affiliation group, that can be used against you as well.
And that's good feedback as well.
That is good feedback.
Because a lot of times, as a job seeker, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And if there's opportunities for anyone to go out there and go through a LinkedIn how-to, I would actually say utilize that resource.
Well, in what I'm hearing, and maybe you can steer me a little more correctly if I'm off track, but Regina had said, right, or I think it was Regina that had said that you need to own your own URL, right? And so if you own your own URL, put something out there, right? And what I'm hearing is that technology that's coming into play is going to be searching that. It'll review the information on that URL.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I've had my personal domain for quite some time, and it always pops up first, which I prefer because LinkedIn's the inevitable second.
Yeah.
And I'd rather me be able to spin the story than LinkedIn.
Yeah. So if you have this artificial intelligence that is out there, searching that, right?
Yes.
Then it's going to work to your advantage, and you can control then what information is on you.
And if you live in California, you can get it deleted entirely.
Oh yeah.
Tommy Trojan.
Yeah. We're gonna have words.
One other thing I want
to
I'm
add fine with it.
Was the personal touch to it. You also have to be very careful with what personal information you do share. I think there's a personal touch with making that connection, i.e. football, baseball, sports, things of that nature. But I think you also hit on something good there too, is when you start getting into the debates of, the politics, the religion, those things that, can kind of set you apart and create an argument, those are things you really want to stay away from.
Right.
But I do think it's important that if you find that connection of having a conversation is value add to make that relationship.
I've got a comment in here that just came through from Gail Houston, actually.
Hi, Gail.
It's my kinfolk.
Hi.
It's my kinfolk.
Yeah.
All right. So she says, I disagree with the comment about Facebook not being useful. I keep up with the latest trends in the recruiting industry from the recruiter groups I'm in.
Good, Gail.
And I love the skill-related groups. I follow like Women in Product. I don't spam them with opening and answer questions and engage when appropriate. All of my personal posts are friends only. Okay. Well, I think that, again, it goes back to tools, right? And Facebook is a tool. And if
those groups are closed, so if you're not a member, you generally will have trouble accessing the people in it.
It's personal.
Right.
It's a personal.
Right.
Yeah, the access might be the issue. Yeah. Certainly for the artificial intelligence.
Yeah, and it's also, again, it's about how you use the tool, right?
Yeah.
Look, a hammer can be used to hammer in a nail, or you can kill somebody with it, right? It's a tool.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yep. It just depends on how you use it. And if you're stupid with Facebook, it's gonna
hurt.
It's gonna hurt
It's
you.
gonna hurt.
And if you're an employer that uses it for targeted advertising, you're committing a civil rights violation too. We found out. So there you go.
What?
That's another episode.
Oh boy.
That is.
I haven't heard that
Well, we
one.
still got like 2 minutes. We still got.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, there's a lot of interesting things, guys. We'd like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about using Facebook or using some other social media? Yeah, Instagram for your job search. What would you do? What are some ideas? All right, think outside the box for a second. What would you do if you were going to use Facebook or LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram? Like, how would you use it outside the box? I know what I would do.
Reaching out to peoples.
There you go.
But we all have interests, and if we know if we have common interests, like Matt and I both are Pac-10. Well, I'm Pac-10. He may be Pac-12. But we got something to talk about. He's my man, 50 grand.
Yeah,
commonality.
commonality.
Right next to me.
Yeah, so maybe go join the groups on Facebook. Like she was talking about Women's in Product or whatever. Maybe go join a group that is something that you have in common. And then just let everybody in there know, like provide value, and then say, hey, I'm in transition. This is what I do. And does anybody have an idea? Those people are going to want to help you because why? They have something in common with you.
That's right. Commonality.
Commonality.
It's the connection. It's the human connection.
Little off topic, but I do want to point this out before we run out of time. Lee Rutherford. Lee, I see your comment here, and I want to point it out to the folks here at Lennox. She wrote, I applied to #Lennox today.
What?
HR manager, HRBP.
What?
HR business
Okay.
partner.
Lee Rutherford.
I just
Rutherford.
I threw
Lee.
the microphone.
Yep.
Lee, you got the microphone thrown, Lee. Oh, my God.
I didn't just drop it. I threw it.
Yeah.
He tossed it.
There we go.
That's what I do around
Eat
here.
another donut.
I'm just here to tear this.
I like
tear
this
this place
because
down.
we have a number of people at Lennox that are part of this network. I love this.
Yeah.
IBM, this is what it's all about, you know?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Microsoft.
Matt, real quick.
Microsoft.
Guys, we're getting close to time. I want to give this to Matt real quick. Matt, let's any big tips, like what is a big tip that you would give to a job seeker? What do you think is something they could do that could help them?
You're probably not going to like this, but don't listen to job search advice. Honestly, it's very situational. Every employer and position is very different.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, you're going to get a job because of one of two things. One, you make a interpersonal connection that's meaningful with somebody in the hiring process.
People.
And two, you have the expertise or experience that gets you in the door. Yes. So those are really, the two things that you should focus on. Don't get too cutesy. Just be authentic. Do and listen to your inner self as opposed to the experts.
I
Great advice.
That is perfect.
That's really good.
Great advice. If I had the microphone, I'd make you drop it. Hold on, I'll get it.
We'll
I'll
get
get
it.
it. Hey, while I'm grabbing this microphone, tell the audience the best way to connect with you. Is it LinkedIn or maybe Twitter?
Twitter's probably the best way. At Matt Charney. Let's not check it till we go out the air. And
spell your last name?
CHARNEY. Other than that,
so.
Matt at mattcharney.com is probably the easiest email address.
Good.
Awesome. Well, I want you to drop that mic for the
we gotta
authenticity.
Get
Authenticity.
Boom.
It was a short drop, but it was a powerful, powerful statement.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, let's go to the audience real quick, and then we're gonna say goodbye, guys. Our hour's almost up. Isn't that crazy? Goes so fast.
Bill
like that.
Sutton.
We got Vez Nakomo. What's up, Vez?
Vez, you're supposed to be at work. You keep showing up on the show, man. You better get some work done, man.
Vez actually landed from the comments, guys.
He did.
Congratulations.
Sal
That is
Vergara's
awesome.
with us.
Hey, Vez, I got to tell you something. I think, and if somebody else has done this before, let us know. But Vez, I think you're the first landing off of the live comments. Like, congratulations to Vez for being like the first landing from a live comment stream. I think you're a Guinness Book World Record. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Like you're like the first. No, I'm serious.
And having a cool name like Vez. Like could have been Dez, but it was Vez.
Yeah, like how cool is that?
I'm going to get it for that.
So he put a hashtag, what he was looking for, I think project management, right? Hashtag project management, and they found him, and boom. Yeah, Andy Cook hired him.
Andy
Wow.
Cook.
That's great.
Booyah. You guys, ANDI Cook at Matrix. I swear, if you're in IT, you need to be linked with Andy Cook.
And we got Craig Fisher online with us. What's up,
Hey,
Craig?
Fish Dog.
Yeah. Guys, make sure you check out Talent Net Austin Friday the 13th, guys. You know where I'm talking about? It's going to be all the recruiters out there. You need to get in that group. I'm just saying.
Austin.
Drive down to Austin.
Austin's got really, really good barbecue places.
Keep it weird. Keep it weird.
Guess what? They also got Whole Foods.
They got Whole Foods, and the barbecue at Whole Foods is better than some of the barbecue here.
Oh, really?
And open
Whole
bars.
Foods, yeah.
And open
Marty
bars.
Upton, hello, sir. Marty, I saw you
All
yesterday.
right.
Jerry Mann in the house.
Jerry, man.
What does he say? Oh, great comment here. He says, use Facebook to target groups that likely hiring managers will belong to and be active to increase your awareness. Love that. Jerry or Gary? Jerry, appreciate you, man. Guys, we want to just give you a quick shout out before we go. So make sure you comment in what you're looking for and where you're tuning in from. And then make sure you hit that share button on your way out. That's what you need to do. Hit that share.
Tell everybody about this show, guys. I know we're crazy, but it's working.
And also tag the recruiters. Tag your favorite recruiter.
Tag your recruiters.
Tag the recruiter.
Do it.
Lisa.
So we got Jeff Townsend, Vez again. Good to see you. Craig, Mark, Sam, Craig again, Craig Fisher. We got two different Craigs.
Freed Toll.
Yep. Guys, we
Bye,
appreciate
Craig.
you. We love you. That's the show. It's all about
who you know. As the mic drops, it really drops. It really drops.
Boom. Boom. Peoples.